Understand so far? Cool.
No, I don't really understand so far, but I'm trying. Hey, how you doing? Glad you made it. Today we're going to do a little different thing. We're going to take a look at a new sport. We've been looking at rugby and Aussie rules football and cricket a lot, but a little special day we're going to take a look at a brand new sport, a sport that was recommended to me, requested that I take a look by a lot of the people who saw the cricket videos, and the sport is Kabaddi. Kabaddi. This is new to me. I know it's popular in India, probably other countries as well. I know there's a professional Kabaddi league, but the game goes back hundreds and hundreds of years, thousands of years, maybe in some forms. Unlike rugby and cricket, when I started this channel and looked at those videos, I knew those sports existed, cricket, rugby. I had just never seen them before. But Kabaddi is brand new. Kabaddi is a sport I haven't heard the word Kabaddi, and I've certainly never seen it. And so it'll be different. Because of that, I thought the best way to go would be to watch a video called The Rules of Kabaddi from a YouTube channel called Nin Lai or Nin Lee. And we'll just get the basics of Kabaddi. If you like Kabaddi, if you like the channel, if you like the videos, please subscribe. That helps out a lot. And like, comment, all those things. So, without further delay, Kabaddi. Let's check out Kabaddi.
Nin explains the rules of Kabaddi. Kabaddi is an Indian sport played with two teams of 12 players, with 7 players taken to the court at any one time. The game is played on a rectangular court that's generally a maximum of 13 meters by
13 meters, 7 meters. Is that like the size of a volleyball court or something, or close to it? I don't really know volleyball very well.
10 meters. This is a midline that divides the court into 2, and these are the balk lines, the end lines, the bonus lines, and this is the lobby area. I'll explain what these are shortly. The object of the game is for your team to score more points than the opposing team. To score, a team must send a player, known as a raider, into the opposing half of the court whilst chanting the word Kabaddi repeatedly. A raider must only use one breath and chant the word Kabaddi repeatedly to show the referee that he is exhaling and not holding.
So the guy in black in this picture has to say Kabaddi, 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 Kabaddi until he runs out of breath. That's interesting. Kabaddi, Kabaddi, Kabaddi. I don't know how, I don't think I could go very long.
His breath. The first goal of the raider is to reach the balk line. Failure to do this results in the raider being out and cannot participate in the next part of the game. The second goal of the raider is to touch as many players as he can and make it back to the midline before he is caught and tackled by the defender.
He's got to get to that black line, the balk line, and then he touches, I guess like tags, touches players and then has to go back, or has to make it back.
He can do this in several ways, with a hand touch, a toe touch, a kick, or by trying to escape a tackle and reaching for the midline. He gets 1 point for every opposing defender that he touches, so long as he makes it back to the midline, or whilst repeatedly chanting the word Kabaddi. And any touched defenders are out and cannot participate in the next round of play.
Touch defenders.
Understand so far? Cool.
No, I don't really understand so far, but I'm trying. The first thing I notice, obviously, is there's no ball. There's no ball or anything like a ball. And I was watching this, trying to think if I could think of a game, a team sport that doesn't have a ball, or a puck or something like that. Even Ultimate Frisbee has a frisbee, and I couldn't think of one. You know, most sports that don't have a ball are like one-on-one, like Muay Thai or boxing or fencing, you know, like sort of the one-on-one combat sports. I can't think of a team sport that doesn't have a ball.
Let's continue. The defenders, sometimes known as antis, will try and stop the raider returning to the midline, especially if one of them has been touched.
Oh
They
my
can use
God.
several tactics.
How do you get how do you how do you get back? They just swarmed him. So it's kind of like tag. I mean, that's I don't know if that is that word used in other parts of the world or just here, tag, touching.
Such as the ankle hold, back hold, front tackle, and forcing them off the court entirely.
Wow, that looks brutal.
If
I mean,
the
how
defenders
do you
manage to stop the raider returning to his own half of the court, the raider is out and the defending team gets 1 point. Once a raider's finished, the opposing team must send out a raider of their own within 5 seconds, or the team will lose a point. Got it? Good,
No,
because it's
no.
about to get a lot.
Not really. My first question is, these touches have to be so quick, so they're probably just they're not like, and because of that, because they're so quick, how do they determine what's a touch? I would think a defender might get touched on the shirt or something and not even feel it. Is there a referee or an umpire keeping track of this? Or, I mean, it's if it's just I don't know. That's my first question. I mean, you're obviously not going to be able to touch these guys, hard on the shoulder, and it's just going to be like a flick. So, I wonder who determines what's a touch, because it's got to be a controversy sometimes. I wasn't touched. Yes, I did. When I saw the seven guys, defenders, they just swarmed. The raider. But when they showed later, there were like only 3 defenders, which means 4 guys got touched. I don't know how you, when there's 7 on the the court or whatever it's called at one time, how do you touch them and get back?
More complicated. When a player is out, he must wait in the sitting block and is temporarily unable to participate in the game. Once a raider has been tackled, or a point has been scored, they are allowed to revive one of their own players out of the sitting block to rejoin the team. This means that every time you score, you can revive one or more of your players back onto the field of play. The game is played in 2 20-minute halves, for a combined playing time of 40 minutes. Highest score at the end of time wins. Kabaddi is the
what are you
ultimate game of
gonna
cat
do
and
here?
mouse, as the defenders have to be far enough away so that they can't be touched, but also close enough to tackle the raider should he decide to make a run for it.
Does he have to get back to the middle line? Like, can he do that? Can he be in the process of being tackled and reach for the line in the middle, and that counts as getting back? Or does he have to be totally free of any tackles and get back? I don't know.
This is a highly strategic sport, and there's a few more rules that you
God.
need to understand before.
I mean, it just seems like that when that guy made a move forward, and then a guy just was immediately behind him, blocking his path. I don't quite know how this ever works.
Playing or
How they
watching
ever
a
get
game.
back.
For example, the lobby. The lobby is an extended area of play, which is denoted by the yellow areas here. These are only active when a defender has been touched, and gives both the raider and defender more room to try and score or get the raider out.
Okay.
Bonus line.
Okay.
As mentioned before, this is the bonus line. If a raider puts 1 foot in the bonus line with 1 foot in the air, he will score
Well,
1 point so long as
How'd that guy do that so easily? The bonus line is the second line. They said you have to get past the balk line. Is that to even start the situation? You have to make it at least to the balk line, but you don't get a point for that. You only get a point for touching people.
he makes it back to the midline. However, the bonus line is quite far from the midline, and reaching for this line makes it easier for the defender to tackle you. The bonus line is only active when there are 6 or 7 defenders on the court.
Wow, you got to be quick to do that. You know, if you can be tackled and only have to get your hand past the midline, then I can see that. I can see that them getting back. But if you have to like be on your feet running to the midline to make it, that seems really hard. But if you can like fight back, if you can like fight like this picture on the screen right now and just reach out, that's interesting. I could see that.
Super tackle. If there are 3 or less defenders on the defending team and they manage to tackle a raider, this is known as a super tackle and scores 2 points. 1 point for eliminating the raider and a bonus point for doing so with 3 or less defenders. Do or die raid. If a team has 2 unsuccessful raids, i.e. they score 0 both times, the third raid is the do or die raid. Failing to score on the third raid in a row results in the raider being out.
The do or die raid. They need to do something on their third attempt, or they lose their chances or something. That would probably be an exciting moment, because maybe they'll try some things that are kind of desperate moves or something. Whenever something's do or die, you know it's going to be dramatic in any sport. Do or die. So that must be an exciting part of the game.
A pursuit is where a defender charges at a retreating raider with the aim of scoring a quick point off him. This is usually done if the other team is slow to retreat from a raid and the defender is close enough to score a point.
The guy in the red was like looking down at the shoes or something, trying to get his strategy going, and the guy on the other side went after him.
Make it back to the midline quickly before the other players realise. All out. If in the rare instance a raider gets all the defenders out in one raid, this is known as an all out. The raiding team gets 1 point per player and an additional 2 points.
All out. One raider with one breath gets all 7 guys out. That seems like it happens once every 100 years. Is that possible? Is that possible? Because it looks so hard to even get one. If you know this game, how often does that happen? An all out. One player, one breath, all 7 guys. That seems really impossible.
All players are revived after an all out. To the uninitiated, Kabaddi seems strange, confusing, even ridiculous. But once you understand the rules, it becomes an interesting sport to watch.
I think, I think I figured something out. I see them reaching for the midline, even though they're being tackled, even though guys have their arms around and they're tackling him and he reaches. If that's the case, I can see how, I can see how they do it. If they have to do it totally cleanly, untouched, touch guys and make it back without even being tackled or something, that seems really hard. But if you can just reach for it and it counts, does that count? I don't know. Like I said, I've never seen a game played at a really elite level, like a pro level, that doesn't have a ball. That's a team sport. That's the thing that stands out the most for me. Man, it seems difficult. It seems difficult to score a point, but I saw one of the scores on that was like, what, 24-16 or 34-16. So they do score, but it seems hard. That's Kabaddi. That is Kabaddi. I'm gonna have to look more at Kabaddi because it's hard to get a feel just watching sort of the rules explained. It's an interesting game. We'll have to learn more about it, but at this point, it's interesting. I just don't understand it too well. But that's okay because I just watched the first video about the rules. How am I going to know? How are we going to be an expert after one video? But it is interesting. So we'll take another look at Kabaddi in the future. And if you like the video, if you like Kabaddi, please subscribe. And I would appreciate it if in the comments you could answer the questions that I brought up, because I don't remember them all, but I'm sure I had a lot of questions. That would be appreciated very much. And I'll talk to you later. Thanks.